Check, check. Mic check. Okay, mic's good. Okay, game audio is coming through as well. Thank you for bearing with me on the audio testing. I just don't ever want to have an incident like those couple streams where we had the audio problems before. So, here we go. So, when we last left off, Carl had defeated the Dark Dragon Calamite from the optional boss of the DLC, and he had also defeated Seath the Scaleless of the Archives. Furthermore, he went back to Anor Londo and took care of Gwendolyn, a nasty little illusory phony who was faking a bunch of stuff, including the princess who was so nice to us. That was just a big illusion. So, we're going to continue with the adventures of Carl, because he has found himself in the painted world of Ariamis, a cold and lonely painted world that supposedly houses some kind of abomination. Alright, someone's nice. That probably means I'm going to get invaded real fast. Oh, good. Well done. Okay, cool. We'll have to cut that down a little later. I'm also glad I have the crossbow for this, because there's a number of enemies here that it's actually better to, yeah, I figured that was happening. Hang on. Where's this invader? Because I knew it was going to happen. Yeah, you don't want to be close to those guys when they go off, because they unleash a toxic cloud. Hey, none of that now. We have not started fighting yet, asshole. Thanks. Yes, you're getting addicted. Deal with it. See, I knew that he was gonna fucking come up at me when I was not ready, because fucking asshole. Like, it's at least, like, if you're gonna invade people, at least have some etiquette about it. Wait until they're done dealing with mobs and actually fight them. I don't know. I don't know, that's not how the game is designed, and really, invaders, because of the mercenary nature of it, you're kind of supposed to do whatever, but it doesn't mean I have to like it. Wait for that to dissipate. Okay, I don't know why neither one of us managed to hit the other there. Ow. Yeah. Seems to be a bit of a summoning hotspot, more than I thought. Maybe I should have summoned somebody and then the invaders wouldn't have been a problem. Ah, there it is. Missed it. Yeah, and I believe these white rats also inflict toxic, so I want to be careful. Actually, just in case. There. I've only got a few. Oh well. Yeah, this place is a bit of a maze. Come on. He seems to have gotten stuck on a couch. Okay. Batting 1,000 here. Come on. Back off. Oops, that's probably me dead. Oh no, hey, I survived. Ah! Rats. Okay. I wasn't sure if that was a survivable fall or not, but it looks like we're okay. Ugh. I don't like the sounds these rats are making. Yeah, and another thing about invasions, I realize that it's part of the experience, but the best part that I've noted about the remaster is the resurgence of community and just the expanded co-op opportunities that arise from it. But, like, griefers out there are going to be invading new players who don't know the ins and outs of the game and basically preying on them, and it's going to put people off, and it's going to, well, admittedly, that's a lot of what put people off this game, even when it was young. And it's disappointing that people go to those extremes for that when... I don't think there's actually anybody out here. That people go to those extremes to give those new players the correct experience of, you know, getting fucked over. It just doesn't sit well with me, and frankly, I'm thinking that going forward, I need to make a blue sentinel to punish those people. Some kind of... Oh, for fuck's sake, get off. Some kind of... Well, bye. That guy out of the way. Okay, and now we are back up here. That was a bit of a tumble we took. At least we're hitting that guy. Oh, he's dead. I must have gotten a clean headshot on that one. Okay. Back down here. No, wait a second. Hang on, I feel... Oh. I was supposed to go over from there. Whoops. What is up there, anyways? I don't even remember. Oh, hang on. Yeah, he's already climbing up, so he's gonna be invulnerable. Okay, that did it. There's that little courtyard. I could go down there and back up again. Yeah, why not? Let's be thorough. Why not? Everything else is dead, so... There we go. Okay, cool. So what that does is it cures a specific status ailment that I actually debated whether or not I was going to deliberately get infected with it to show it off. But for now, it's nice to know that we have one. It's also good to have because there's some hackers out there who like to put that debuff on things because they're assholes, basically. Well, that's not entirely true. Some of them are kind of using it as a statement against, you know, you need better hacks in place or otherwise I'm just going to be able to keep doing this. Which is an interesting... Did I hit him? No. Down, birdie. Okay. So this fog actually leads us back to the courtyard that we were overlooking. Oh god, the phalanxes. Before we deal with that, I'm gonna come over here and open this door. Whoa. Yeah, and those oogie-looking spear-throwing guys are based off an enemy from the original Demon's Souls, actually. Ow. So now that door's open, the fog wall's open. And because I can't go human here without invaded, it's hard for me to get at the NPC invaders as well. That's another problem. How much humanity do I have? I think part of the problem was I didn't really have enough to rank up the Covenant to do something that I wanted to do when we got to the last Lord's Soul. How many do I have? 12 and 2. So that's 16. Okay, so I'm not going to waste one here. No, it was up there. But yeah, there's an NPC invader that comes in here and he's got a funny hat. And you can get his funny hat, but only if you actually kill the invader, which you can't do if somebody else invaded you and killed you while you were human, so. And you can also get the Acid Search Pyromancy. Now this is an entirely optional area of the game, but it's not DLC. This part was in the base game. I don't have the key to that yet. So we'll just gather up the rest of the stuff that's lying around. Oh, no, we don't want to go that way yet. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's going to start climbing up before I can get there to knock him off. And... hey now. Carl's got no time for your bullshit. And was there another one? No, just this. So we'll cut that down and go get it. Yeah, and these guys, they keep their shields up, so you want to get behind them in order to be able to kill them. I think I forgot to, yeah, cut that down while I was there. Hang on, I'll go back. And these guys are also pretty sluggish. When they're all grouped up together and their shields are facing outwards, it's kind of hard to get positioning on them. Okay. But they are worth 1,000 souls each, so if you can get yourself into proper position, they're good farming. No, hold on, I said I wanted to go get that item first. Let's do that. Yeah. Old and lonely painted world, except, you know, there's monsters here, so. Oh yeah, and there is another zombie dragon head here. And you can kill, you don't have to kill it, but you can kill it to get a dragon scale. But like the other one, it breathes toxic. And also bites really, really hard. So we're gonna deal with that. That stuff just looks gross, doesn't it? We'll slip around here. Because you can actually bait him to put his toxic breath on one platform and then go shoot him from another if you've got bows or a spell or a crossbow like Carl uses. Or sometimes he'll stay stuck on puking on the same spot. But yeah, just gonna do this the easy way. Because sometimes, because it's not a sin to want to do things the easy way. If you're overcoming the challenge, you're overcoming the challenge. It's fine. Okay, Dragon Scale acquired. And one thing to note is that once you're at the bonfire here in the painted world, you can't actually warp out. You have to get to the end of this area to return to the rest of the world. This side. Okay. But I mostly did this to kind of minimize the try it again. Minimize the... God damn it. Fine. Try and minimize the fall damage. What? Oh, that's not how you get out there. What am I forgetting here? No, wait, I have to back up through here to... What am I missing here? What did I forget? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's just right there. Always trying to find a complex solution to a simple problem. Now let's just go back this way. Can I just I don't think that one's survivable, actually. There's another humanity. But, I can't remember if I needed 20 or 30 humanity. I might have to not save somebody. Might not be able to, because I said I wasn't going to grind on this stream. At least not purposefully. Okay, there's another one. What's that make? That makes 18. But I think I actually need 30, so this might not work out. Ring of Sacrifice, I'm okay with that. Alright, so now for the hard part. And I'm still in heavy crossbow. Okay, good, because I might be able to... because yeah, this... If you remember, the catacombs were full of those skeleton wheel dudes. Shit. Yeah, this place is fucking full of them. And apparently, not taking a lot of damage from arrows. So that's not gonna work. Oh boy. Yeah, this place is absolute... And even after he's dead, this shit's still spinning. And there's a bunch of illusory walls down here as well. I don't remember which ones actually. Maybe I can get him before he starts spinning? Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay. I might just have to face tank it and stab them in the process. Yeah. And I think this is... Oh no, this is where he is. Ah, fuck. Okay, and this guy specifically drops the Fire Surge Pyromancy, which is basically a flamethrower. Doesn't do a lot of damage per hit, but it does a lot of hits as you hold down the trigger, so it can potentially do a significant amount of damage if you got somebody stun locked with it. Okay. Trying to find and eliminate as many skeletal wheels as I can without... Whew! Got him. That was good. NX key, I needed that. Okay, and then behind this wall there's gonna be some more. Or are they in another direction? It's easy to get lost down here. Okay, they're probably through that one then. Let me just make sure I've gotten all of the ones that I can get. Okay, that's a dead end. I think this is where I came in. Yes, it is. It's a bit maze-like in here. Can I get around to that another way? No. Alright, well... Actually, I'm gonna try this. Fuck. Okay, well I stayed locked onto him. So, I'll take it. Man, that was weird. It's kind of... Okay, got him. And there's one more I can see clearly from here. Let's see if he spies me. I gotta be careful. Because I know there's more than just that one. Yeah, there's two more. I don't have anything else. Wait a minute. Do I have... I don't think I do. Oh, I do have a couple. Maybe that'll work. I've never actually tried this before. Well, viewers, you get to be part of an experiment. We'll take that. And we will toss an alluring skull down there. Nope, still gonna come after me. But, you know what? I got him to come at me on my terms, so I'm actually okay with that. And then this is what we came down here for, although the annex key is another part of it. So throwing that switch turns this statue around. And turning that statue around causes the door on the far side to open. Oh, whew, got him. Okay, and there's one more. Right, I think we're doing pretty well here that we didn't get... Oh no, there's two more. Yeah, alright, get ready, and there we go. Okay. So that's how you deal with it. One at a time, just face tank it. Oh. No, he looked at it, but he didn't go for it. And those don't last very long. I really don't want to die down here because then I gotta go out of my way to get my stuff back. Okay, got him. Alrighty, so the way to the boss is now open. We go, and this is our way up and out of here. But before we go and take on the boss, we got just one last little spot to go. Oh yeah, that's right, it's the other side of this annex. And we already killed all those guys. I just want to pop down here. And how many humanity is that now? Still 18. Okay. So I'm gonna try it, but I think it's 30 and not 20 that I need, so this might end up being a waste. Okay. No, there's not one around that corner, just this guy, so let's take him out from a safe distance. No toxic for you. I don't think I can shoot over these parapets, though. No. Because he's pointing the crossbow directly at him. Ah. Friggin' stairs. Shooting at somebody from a higher place is supposed to give me an advantage. If I had a regular bow that I could aim, it would. And I'm still using up my heavy bolts. Whoops. Oh well. So right here, we find another dead blacksmith, and he is carrying the Dark Ember. That allows you to make occult weapons. And occult is a variant of divine weapons. And it has a special damage modifier, and let me actually go grab this so I can show you. Oh, hold on, I attracted one of the crows. That's kind of bullshit. Okay, there we go. Something else in the game makes that noise, and I'm not sure what. Whoops. Belka's Rapier. So you can see the little black circle with the 110 next to it. That's occult damage. And that's bonus damage that's done against certain types of enemies, just like the divine damage was. Except it's very specific few enemies, including the final boss, which is, I mean, you know, usually you're better off with just a plus 15 weapon, but that is one of a weakness of the final boss you can exploit. And then you can get the Black Cleric robes and the Mask of Velka. Now that stuff, if you'll remember, was from our friend the Sin Priest, who was all like, I will absolve you of sin. It's only human to sin. And whatever the hell else he said. Apparently I'm missing some items over there. And I can't think of how to get to them. Ah, ah, oh god, get off, get off. Bad birdie. That hurt. Whoa. And the Vow of Silence Miracle. The Vow of Silence Miracle prevents people from casting other spells. Was it here in this corner? Yes, it was. Okay. And more souls. Because more souls is pretty good. I could use more humanity more than more souls, but oh well. Man, I just don't remember how to get to that. Anyway. Wait, was it? Oh, I might be stuck here. Oh yeah, it's just around to this courtyard. But I can't get back up from here, so down we go again. But anyways, we're going to be making our way back to the bonfire, getting our Estus all back. Man, I did that on one complete sitting of Estus. I just realized. That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, I just don't remember how to get those. Because I see that guy there. I don't see a ladder. So it's probably connected to that. I don't know how to get to it. One second. It's been a while since I came here, so I might have to just skip it. Yeah, this is part of that early on. It's gonna turn out to be something obvious and I'm gonna feel stupid, but... Oh. Like I said... Try jumping. Oh, hey. Hello, gentlemen. How you doing? Like I said, it's gonna turn out to be something obvious and I'm gonna feel a little bit stupid. Wait. That's not very nice. No, Estus. Soul of a Proud Knight. Then... Whoop, careful. Oh, another Twin Humanities. That makes 20. That's something. Back up the stairs. And then back down the stairs. Lots of stairs. But Carl's okay with that. How do you think he stays so fat ripped? Carl's a beefy boy. He does his cardio. And he never skips leg day. Because I went for bulky on both sides, not just a big upper body. Actually, we got some souls. Let's level up. Why not? Not doing any specific... Oh, I only went up for... Well, hang on. I can just pop a quick soul item and grab another. Oh, that's right. I killed the lady in Anor Londo. And, I forget how much those are used to. Perfect. There we go. Yeah, because our damage is pretty good. So I'm not concerned so much about damage as I am about taking hits. Like that. No, I think that's it. We're just gonna run past the phalanxes. And we're gonna go fight the boss. Although, it is a bit of a gauntlet to get to the boss here. But we will go and take down the abomination that resides in the painted world. Where along the chart? Okay. I think they're further down. Okay, it's him. Yeah, I think they climb over. Yeah, they're there. Well, there's one of them anyways. But also, that Steel Knight jumps down from there. Oh, he got his invulnerability, so just gonna have to do it this way. Alright. Yeah, and this guy, unlike the ones who were using maces before, this guy uses a greatsword like Tarkus. Ow! And it hurts. And it also swings faster than I think the mace did. I don't think I can backstab him. No, I cannot backstab him. And it's got a really wide sweep. Yeah. Okay, got it. And we get a large Titanite out of it. Where was my crossbow on upgrade? Plus 12. Did I have any chunks? No. Well, like I said, I'm not going to go farming, grinding in this stream. Because that's not the point. And if it turns out that I can't save one, Charmer ahead. Alright. And she's adorable! Look at her! She's so fluffy. Hey, look. Especially her tail. So fluffy. I'm gonna pet it. See? Pet the tail. Soft and fluffy. Such an abomination.
Who art thou? One of us thou art not. If thou hast misstepped into this world, plunge down from the plank and hurry home. If thou seekest I, thine desires shall be requited not.
And she even walks around barefoot. Look at her. She's adorable. Who would call that an abomination? Well, she does have that big fuck-off scythe, but she is actually, I believe, the only boss in the game that does not aggressively attack you. You have to start the fight with her, and you should feel bad. Unfortunately, I did say this would be an all-boss playthrough, so we're gonna have to be a jackass.
Thou must returneth whence thou came. This land is peaceful, its inhabitants kind, but thou dost not belong. I beg of thee, plunge down from the plank and hurry home.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna pet your tail one more time here. Oh, fluffy. Yeah. And that tail you can cut off.
I expected as much from thee. Why dost thee hurry toward thine death?
Yeah. She turns invisible, but you can spot her footprints because she's barefoot. Yep, and there. What'd she get? Yeah, and her scythe inflicts some really heavy bleeding damage. Just trying to figure out, ow, where her tail is. Where's her footprints? Yeah. And that's what's tricky about this boss fight, is that until you hit her enough times, she stays invisible. Where are her feet? There. No. Damn it. I don't know if she actually takes damage while she's invisible. I don't remember. Like, I usually go out of my way to not fight Priscilla, because she's adorable, and cute, and fluffy, and soft, and one of the nicest people in this game. And I feel like a terrible person for... even though she's invisible. Oh, God damn it. I did not usually get knocked around that much, but... Ow! Well, I'm getting what I deserve here, so... There she is. Okay, so she does take damage while she's invisible. And I couldn't get her tail. I'm a terrible person. I don't like it. And Twin Humanities. Yeah, killing Priscilla feels bad. And if I'm playing on my own, I don't bother, usually. Because you can just walk past her and jump off this cliff and be done with it. I'm a terrible person, and I didn't even cut off her tail. Whee! I'm sorry! So now we're gonna have to deal with the Painting Guardian Brigade. Oh, hey, I have a 6th floor. When did that happen? Forgot to add a little thing to monitor that. Freaking flippy motherfuckers. Oh, it's my buddy Glitch. Okay. Well, thank you for following me. There, Glitch. I appreciate it. I guess I missed it during the last stream when he started watching. That's my bad. I'm gonna have to fix that before we do the next stream. Get something up here so I can be alerted when a new follower happens. When it happens, so I can acknowledge it right away and not be a unintentional jerk. Unlike this instance, where I was just a jerk on purpose, because I didn't really... Oh! Whoops. And I don't want to die, because that's just going to send me back to the bonfire in the painted world. Which you can't warp from. You can warp to it, but not from it. Come here, you asshole. Sit down. Thank you. Jeez. Ooh, and I got their sword. That's nice. What? Oh, it's a broken piece of a chandelier. Which, I believe yeah, I already grabbed the, yeah, from that corpse there. The sorcerer... Oh, hey, another one. Aha, I could dual wield them like they do. Actually, do those ones have a different moveset if you're dual wielding them? Or offhanding them? I don't actually remember. Hang on. I am gonna find out. Hang on, I did that wrong. Where is my claymore? Oh, there it is. Let me try that again. Because I've never actually tried using these. No, that just has the one attack like most weapons do in the offhand. I guess it is just the gold tracer. Still, that kind of looks slick. You can probably throw some people off guard, getting the offhand attack. Anyway, back to Carl's staples, the crossbow and the claymore. So now we have to get back to a bonfire that is not in the painted world. So we're going to push this up. Actually, I didn't need to do that. I could have just gone to the Dark Moon bonfire, where I killed Gwendolyn. Oops. Oh well. I can't use that bonfire either because the Firekeeper's dead, because I pissed her off when I killed the illusion of Guinevere. So I'm gonna have to go all the way to the... Oh, you know what, actually, it's faster to just do this. Push this back. So we will just throw the switch. Alright. How many... Whoa, whoa. My footing got a little weird there. So how many did I end up with? 14 and 4, so that's 8, 22. I don't think that's going to be enough, because I think I need 30. But we'll try it anyways. Maybe we can get some more along the way. We're gonna... Oh, we do have one more. So we're going to warp to the Daughter of Chaos, because we just have one last Lord Soul to get. Because we've beaten the 4 Kings, we've beaten Nito, and Gravelord Nito, and we've beaten the Seath the Scaleless. So first of all, I'm going to tag this bonfire so that I respawn here. Then, we're going to have a little chat with the fair lady. Alright, so we're going to re-enter our covenant. I think I was Blades of the Dark just because I was showing you how to get that covenant. And then previously I was in the Forest Hunter. Hang on. Nope, not even +1, so this might not work. So we're gonna offer her up all the humanity I have. No. But we do have a Firekeeper soul, and she is in fact a Firekeeper. So we can have a +5 Estus Flask now. Alright, so let me see here. I offered her 23, so if I can find 7 more humanity, I might be able to save Solaire. He's my son, bro. I want to save him. But anyways, at the moment I only have 10 Estus, because I just spent all that humanity on her instead of kindling bonfires. But for the moment, that's okay. It's this boss. Now this boss is not necessarily easy, and in fact you can see him from here. But there is a way to cheese the fight, and I'm probably going to do that just because it's going to go quicker and we can get on with other things, because I piddled about a bit in the painted world. So, this is the Demon Ruins, which is connected to the lost city of Izalith. And you'll remember that the 4th Lord from the intro was the Witch of Izalith and her Daughters of Chaos. So, that's who we're heading for. But this is about as close to this game gets in terms of a terms of a straight-up boss rush, because there's 3 bosses in relatively rapid succession. And the first one is another one of the really cool looking monster designs in this game, and he just looks so much better. And in the original version of Dark Souls, oh, and if you look down there, you can see an army of tourist... Oh, crap, that one actually aggroed to me. A small army of Taurus demons, which is one of the which is the second boss that we ever fought in this game. But thankfully, those are... Is he actually gonna... He's actually gonna come up all the way. Okay. That's... Okay, we'll see if he gets through the fog. Anyway. So, this guy, he is a boss, but he's passive up to a point. Because right now, he's just kind of a miserable pile of mutant grossness. And you can hear that squicky sound as he moves, and it's just kind of... Like, I can't imagine that this is a pleasant form of existence for anybody. But he ignores you up until you come to this corpse, and you grab those clothes. The gold hemsuit, you may remember, was worn by the Daughters of Chaos. So the Ceaseless Discharge was watching over the tomb of one of the Daughters of Chaos. And he did not like that I stole her outfit. Yeah, and that, and you have to be careful because this cheese will only work on the first attempt of the boss. If you do this on subsequent attempts, it will not work. Because if you die attempting this, then you just have to fight him normally because he's already aggroed. So, if you look down here, there's a great big pit that goes all the way down, like into the molten core of the bottom of this area. So, if you get away from this guy, he has to stop. But he's super, super pissed, and he will jump at you. Unfortunately, now he's dangling over that pit, hanging by this little stump. So, instead of having to beat him all the way down, you get about a quarter of his health bar, loses his grip, and he falls and dies. So that's the easy way to do this boss fight. If you don't do it right the first time, you have to fight him normally. But once he stopped, so does the lava that he was ceaselessly discharging. So you absolutely have to kill him in order to progress. There's another humanity. I mean, if I went to the Ulysseal Chasm of the Abyss, I could probably get more humanity really, really quickly. I would only have to do one run. That's tempting. And especially when I don't have any humanity for kindling bonfires now. Yeah. So as you can see, that area is now clear, but jumping from this height will still be lethal. So we're going to ignore the egg carriers. Now, unlike before, some of these egg carriers are aggressive, and they'll spit their little demon larvae at you. And you don't want none of that. Because if they grab you and that thing bites your head, you get an affliction that can only be removed by that egg thing we picked up. That said, being infected with the egg thing is the only way to make the egg bearer in front of the fair lady friendly to you, and he actually sells a couple of pyromancies. So if you are playing a pyromancer, you will want to do that at some point. But I'm not playing a pyromancer, so I'm not going to bother. And then there's a few items over here. Now these lesser Taurus demons will not actually respawn. They are dead and done. You kill them. I just want to get them out of the way for getting some items later. Because right now, we can't get to those items because there's still enough lava in the way. I'm gonna get hit. Oh, I didn't take any damage from Ceaseless. Okay. And these guys are also... I don't know if they're actually stronger or weaker than the boss, comparatively, in terms of like the amount of HP they have or the damage they do. But they go down a lot easier, even without plunging attacks, because you're doing because you're so much better in the game. They're called Lesser Taurus demons, which makes me think that individually they probably do have less health than the boss variant. Did it jump? I don't know why I still take damage during that. Yeah, hack his ankles enough. He'll stagger. So I'm just getting these guys now so we can come back here later without having to worry about it. I guess the one from... Oh, shit. Pulled 2 of them. Might have to crossbow one of them to death here. Because fighting 2 of them in melee is a bit of a pain. As they're big. That's one. Ow. I'm okay. Whoopsie. Down you go. Okay. We're okay. And we got the +5 SS now. Now, their hitbox persists after they die, so be careful about fighting them near the ledge here, because they can knock you off even after they've died and have the last laugh. But this specific group of them doesn't respawn. Come here, buddy. Yep. Hack the shins. I think these guys are actually a little bit smaller than the one on the bridge, too. Yeah. So once you get in there and hack their shins, they're relatively easy. Alright, come here, big boy. Yeah, because that item there and that one sitting on the lava, you do have to have an item that lets you walk on lava to do successfully. Or, well, unless you just want to suicide for them. Which you can do, but it makes it a pain in the ass to get your souls back. If you're doing it early in the game and have cheesed Ceaseless to death, that right there is the Chaos Ember, which allows you to get an upgrade for fire weapons that lets them scale with your soft humanity stat and increases the amount of fire proportion damage that they do. Unfortunately, it's a fitting place to find it, but it's not a good place to use a fire weapon because several of the bosses down, or maybe it's just Centipede Demon, but yeah, Centipede Demon is completely immune to fire damage. So if you're trying to use a fire weapon or pyromancy against him, you're gonna have a bad time. Although the Black Flame pyromancy from Ulasil does dark damage rather than fire damage. And then we also have the lesser Capra demons. And we know that this guy gave us a hard time when we had to fight him in a couple of dogs in close quarters. But now, not so much. Right, I'm not human, I don't have to worry about the NPC summon here. There is another NPC summon that will show up here. Or, not an NPC summon, an NPC invader. And down there, we have a wormy, gross thing. Here, asshole. I don't know how I missed that. Yeah, but these guys, far less intimidating than the boss version. Oh, I think he dropped his great machete for me. Okay, fine. Nice. The Demon Great Machete is a great sword. It hits pretty hard, but I don't remember if it's considered a Twinkling Titanite weapon or a regular upgrade like the Demon Great Axe is. Come here. Whoop. Okay. And boom. Done. And they're only worth 800 souls, so I have to think that they're individually weaker than the boss version was. Nice. Oh, hey, he dropped another one, so I can do what they do and dual wield them. Actually, not sure what the strength requirement on that is. That was mistimed. Oh well. There it is. Stairs! There's lots more stairs here. Yeah. And I think these guys take reduced damage from fire as well. So, time for a bit of creepy crawly. Actually, I have almost enough for 2 levels. Why don't I burn some souls here? Keep things even. Now this guy is a centipede monster thing, and they hit hard, and they also spit a corrosive gunk that will degrade your weapons and armor. So I'm just gonna do this the easy way. He's also guarding this bonfire here. Ooh, what are you wielding there, buddy? Ooh, Black Knight sword. Oh. Alright. Okay, so there's another Soul of a Proud Knight, so let's grab a couple of levels. Oh, no, not quite. Hang on. It was a wee bit short. Getting really, really expensive to get those levels. Well, let's use this then. Because we just picked it up. That should be good. Yeah, that should do. Perfect. Okay. And, don't have the humanity to kindle that bonfire, so let's just keep going. There's a point at which Estus kind of becomes a moot issue. I think I can take this guy with, well, with only 5. Because we're gonna go and get something. Come here. Boom. And this Taurus demon does respawn. There we go. As does this centipede. This centipede. The one guarding the bonfire does not respawn. Wishing I had more Titanite chunks to really upgrade this. Or maybe I should take it back down and upgrade it into like a lightning crossbow. I could do that. Oh, I'd still need more chunks though. A fire crossbow would be kind of neat, but not really super useful at this stage. Oh, hello, I forgot you were there. Yeah. Be careful fighting this one specifically because you are close to a ledge. Down. Down you get. Yeah. And farming these lesser Taurus demons can potentially get you the... Actually, was this the playthrough where I got, like, the demon great axe from the first Taurus demon? No, I don't have it. So, the demon great axe is probably the single best pure strength weapon in the game. Its scaling is absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's completely bonkers how much damage it does solely based on the strength stat. If you put your strength all the way up to 50 and use the demon great axe, there's no weapon I can think of off the top of my head that actually does better damage. Now, it's heavy and slow, and if you're not used to fighting with a great axe style weapon, it's going to be clumsy. But in terms of the most damage in a single attack, the demon great axe is pretty tops. And I don't want my gear getting destroyed by acid goop, so I'm just gonna peg these guys with my crossbow. There's the rest of them. We're gonna ignore them for a second while I pop this chest open and get the large flame ember. You give that to Vamos down in the catacombs, and he can make up to +10 fire weapons. And he is also the one who accepts the Chaos Ember, which lets you upgrade a +5 fire weapon into a Chaos weapon, which itself can be upgraded up to +5. And elemental weapons are usually preferable for builds that don't use a lot of strength or dexterity, because they don't scale nearly as much with your physical attack stats. They just have physical and fire or lightning or magic damage that either doesn't scale in the case of fire and lightning, or scales with intelligence for magic weapons and faith for divine or occult weapons. And I do not regret picking a crossbow for this run. Sucks not having a shield sometimes, but these things are annoying to try and get through without a ranged attack. Okay. I probably could have just boned back to the bonfire, but whatever. I said I think I can take this boss with 5 Estus. I don't have the humanity, so I guess we're gonna get bad ending for Solaire, which sucks. I don't know. What do you viewers watching think? Should I go grind up enough humanity to save our Sunbro, or should I just keep pressing on? Ow. Gotcha. And then he's just guarding some more souls. Souls! I need your souls! You know what? I think it's worth the bit of time to save our buddy Solaire. He's been a bro. He is our bro. So we are going to take a brief detour and save his life. And Seal Township. And we're going to put on Covetous Gold Serpent for the increased drop rate. Because I only needed, what did I say, 7 more humanity? I got 1. So if I can just get 6 more of these guys real quick, then considering how high the drop rate is, this might only need to do 1 run here, so it'll hopefully not take too long. Hi there. It's not quite enough for a one-shot. There we go. No drops. That's disappointing. So he's gonna fall down here. Oh god, oh god. Whoopsies. Well, that was brilliant. Good job, me. Well. Oh, the Chasm of the Abyss bonfire would just drop me where we fought Manus, that's right. which is no good to me because there aren't any humanity sprites there. At the same time, I don't want to rest at that bonfire just because the bonfire in the demon ruins that we used to get to that boss is not warpable. You can't warp to it. So I am just gonna do this. Without tagging that bonfire for the extra Estus. Although I could if I wanted more Estus for that boss fight. I do love the details on the weapons, particularly in the remaster. Like, you can see the chips and the dents on that claymore. It is a weapon that has seen battle. Ah. Be nice. I'm here. I think that sound is actually coming from the humanity sprites. Or maybe it is part of the background music. I am uncertain. Well then. I'm trying to think I could just use the crossbow on them. Their hitbox is a little weird. Especially once they're on top of you. Yeah, because I think I can two-shot these guys. But I can't one-shot the smallest ones. The Titanite Shard, and we'll come back for those guys in a moment. Jump before we deal with this guy. Okay. There we go. Gotta slightly adjust my positioning. Being a little stingy with the humanity drops. I seem to recall they were giving me all kinds before. That's not how that should have happened. Come on, buddy, work with me here. Okay, there's one. Said I need 6 more. Now I need 5 more. Come off it. Come on, you bastard. So wonky. And this is what I would do on my own time if I wanted to grind a bunch of humanity, whether for kindling bonfires or offering to covenants. Goodness sake. Well, that time it went through them all. Okay. There we go. Come on, you little bastard. There we go. Okay, how many did we get here? We got 4, so we need 2 more. Alright, we're gonna do one more run, and if we don't get enough, then we'll give up. Because it's not fair to subject you guys to a great degree of that. But a couple of runs, it's not the end of the world, because they only take a few minutes. But beyond that, it's not really fair to you guys as viewers for me to just grind and farm. Go to. And then if we have any extra humanity, we can start kindling some bonfires. I am glad I kindled the one in the painted world, though. I ended up needing that against Priscilla more than I was expecting. I'm not sure if her invisibility is based on the number of times you hit her or the amount of damage that you do. So let's just hurry this along. Running. No, sorry, I need 3 more. I needed 7. And then I said I needed 6 after I picked up 1. So we need 3 more at this point. And then we can use that little bit of souls to buy some more ammo, maybe. So we are going through a lot of regular crossbow bolts. Come here. Hey now. Oh, hey! My buddy just got Dark Souls 3 by the looks of it. I've been waiting to do a co-op run of that with him. Ooh, maybe we can stream that. Haha, be fun. I'll ask him. Because I was thinking we are actually getting pretty near to the end of this game. So I was thinking, what am I going to do after this? And I know I said I wanted at some point to do a speed run. But I haven't actually started practicing and planning a route to actually do a speed run, so that's in the wings, but not immediate future. I could do a level 1 pyromancy run. I've wanted to do one of those for a while. Because the Soul level 1 run, I did actually try in the original Dark Souls with a friend. I might have said this before, actually, on stream. I might have discussed this previously, but I did say I'd been considering a level 1 solo run, just me, rather than co-oping with my buddy like we tried in the original Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition. So maybe I'll do that once this run is completed. Because we are getting near the end. Might have actually been able to get to the final boss today if I hadn't stopped to save it for... Well, no, there's a couple of side quests. Speaking of which, glad I remembered. Because before... Oh, how many is that? I think that was the first one we picked up. Yeah, so we'll see if we can get 2 more out of this, guys. Because without the soft human... Oh, wait a minute. I've been doing this the stupid way. I should have used these to increase my drop rate. Oh, good. Before I began the second run. Then they would have been dropping more. And I feel kind of stupid. Because up to 10 soft humanity, you can raise your drop rate in addition to... Okay, there's more... Maybe we'll get lucky. Oop. On. Are we 1 short? Yeah, because I said I needed 7, right? I don't want to leave Solaire to die just because of 1 humanity. Alright. We're doing... As soon as we get 1 more humanity, we won't do a full run. Just 1 more humanity. Because we're near the end of the stream anyway, or the end of the run anyways. So, or maybe we'll continue into New Game Plus, because there's some things, because there is an alternate ending to the one that I've been gunning for, and the first ending and the one that most players get does leave some unanswered questions if you don't know how to get to the other ending. So maybe we'll continue into New Game Plus and do that. Because I don't actually think I've done that on this, on the remaster yet, that ending. Or maybe I have. I don't know. I'd have to look at my achievements. Anyway. I don't remember. I had my PvP character, who I worked up towards the Dark Ending, but then I didn't actually put him through to the end of the game because I was farming gear and also using him for PvP, which I felt would actually be more difficult if I went into New Game Plus 2 with him. So yeah, I don't believe I've actually gotten that ending on the remaster. So yeah, maybe we'll do that and do a quick run through New Game Plus instead. While I work on practicing an actual speed run. But I'll keep streaming some more Dark Souls, because there's the alternate ending that we can go to in New Game Plus and continue Carl's journey. We can also do a Soul Level 1 run, because I've wanted to do that, and it'd be interesting to see if I can pull it off without my friend's help. Because I would argue that my friend, who I did that Soul Level 1 run, is better at this game than me. Because he's actually practiced speedrunning and low-level running and all that kind of stuff before, whereas the lowest level I've ever been when I beat this game before was level 50. And I'm usually around level 70 when I complete a regular new game run, unless I'm specifically building for something like my PvP character. I built him almost to level 100 in New Game, just because I was taking so much time to co-op in the remastered, just let myself be summoned for every boss that I defeated along the way. Partly to help people, partly just for the fun of doing the community effort together with people, because it was fun. Okay, there's one more humanity. And you know what, I might as well just kill the rest of them and see if I can get a couple for kindling as well. Look at me backpedaling throughout this review. It's like, first I'm never going to grind or farm or do any of that on this stream. And then, well, I'll just do a couple quick runs to save my buddies. Like, now I'm just going to get, finish one more to get a little extra humanity so I can actually kindle bonfires. Okay, but I swear, this will be the last one, because we've got enough humanity now. Yeah, but we might as well put the drop right up. Yeah. The little ones. I do love the wide sweep of the Claymore. It's pretty good. The Zweihander, which I've also used in the past, and I even used on this run for a divine weapon, I do like it as a weapon as well. It's heavier than this and a little less forgiving, but having done this playthrough, I can kind of see why my friend likes the Claymore so much. It's a very easy weapon to be good and make good use of, because you can just use the regular slash to hit across multiple people, or if you need to hit something harder, you can thrust with it. Because the Zweihander's heavy attack is an overhead slam that certainly staggers people a lot better, but what it does not do... Oh, I'm gonna have to... I guess I should have tagged that bonfire for the extra S's. I gotta go back to her anyways, because we gotta do this little event before we actually face the next boss coming up. Otherwise, it won't work properly. Daughter of Chaos, please. It kind of sucks because it's after this boss we get a shortcut from the Daughter of Chaos bonfire that lets us come back down more quickly. But it's not that far. So, my fair lady. Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot I actually started this run with the ring so I could talk with her.
Oh, my dear sister, don't mind me. It does not hurt terribly. Quailag, my dear sister.
Yeah, so she's all sick from the Blight Town poison, and her eggs, which admittedly would have hatched into demons, are all stillborn. Anyway, I'm gonna offer you 7 more humanity, and if this is the right threshold, I will get another pyromancy. Bingo, that's what I needed.
Thank you, Koila.
Yeah.
I'll be fine. I have you, dear sister. But promise me that you will take care of yourself.
Unfortunately, we killed Quelaag quite some time ago.
Goodbye, Koila. Do be safe.
Now, if you are an asshole, and like I said, she's not a boss. She will actually die in one hit because she's so frail. But if you are an asshole, you can kill her to get another Firekeeper soul, because she's the keeper of this bonfire. And speaking of... Actually, we'll do that after we beat the boss. Because like I said, I think I can handle him with only 5. Yeah, that's the illusory wall that led me to her. Anyways, on we go. Just take a couple of jumps, suck up the fall damage to get there more quickly. Right here first. Not there. That one is actually fatal if you do it from the highest height you can pop down. About halfway down the slope. And we can just run straight across. But as you can see, those Taurus demons are no longer spawning. Yeah, right here. And we can go this way. The lesser Capra demons, Capra meaning goat, will, and of course Taurus meaning bull. Actually, are they all named after zodiac signs? I never thought about that until just now when I was saying it. But I think I will summon someone for help when I get to the Bed of Chaos, because that's a boss fight that having a second person can make it substantially easier. Because it is unfortunately the Bed of Chaos, which is the place where you find the last of the Lord's Souls, is a poorly designed platforming boss in this game. To the point that the developers have actually gone on record and apologized for the poor quality of that boss, because it was late in development when they had to program it and they had to cut a corner somewhere. So, so it's something that can be forgiven because they acknowledged and apologized that it was kind of beneath their usual level of design quality. But at the same time, it still sucks to fight it, and they didn't fix it in the remaster. Probably because they really weren't. And it kind of raises that question of, you know, it's one of those things that a lot of people point to as like, well, why didn't you fix this in the remaster? Because they did say the remaster was going to be just a remaster. It wasn't going to be a remake. It wasn't going to be changing combat mechanics. But they did add another bonfire that was not in the original version. And as I noticed with the... I never actually looked up where that other crossbow was, come to think of it. They changed the placement of that chest. So clearly they changed some things. Like some really small things. And also implemented that weapon tier... PvP lockout to sort of deal with griefers, although they're still out there. Like, you try to put in anti-grief measures and they'll figure a way out of it. That's just kind of the nature of people like that. And to a certain extent, there's an ingenuity that you can respect, but at the same time, and yeah, they find it entertaining, but can't you find entertainment in something? I don't know. Maybe I'm salty because I get invaded so often by people who don't. Anyway, if you come down this branch, you find a bunch of these skittering little nasty bugs. And you'll remember that a big part of Solaire's character is that he's obsessed with the sun. So first and foremost, if you tag this door, you can skip 2 boss fights and just go straight to the boss of, to the bed of chaos. But this is an all-boss playthrough, so we're not going to do that. But more importantly, these skittering little bastards, I forget which one, but one of them drops something important that we have to get first in order to prevent Solaire from falling victim to it. Yay, Titanite. Oh, it's that one down there. I can see the drop. Sunlight maggots, which is actually an equipable. A loathsome parasite that inhabits Lost Izalith. It is completely immobile, yet still lives. When worn on the head, it emanates blinding light, which is why it is known as the Sunlight Maggot. So, if you don't get the Sunlight Maggot first, Solaire will. And in his fascination with the sun, he will be blinded by that light and go crazy. Which is really unfortunate, and then you have to kill him. Or you can not fight him at all and just leave him down there, but I think it's... if you don't know how to save him, it's crueler to leave him like that. But anyways, boss time. Whoops, I did that wrong. Now, like the Stray Demon, this boss has a fire explosion attack. But again, largely thanks to the remaster, the hitbox of it is so much clearer, and that makes it way easier to handle. And then, if you stay in front of him, you can actually bait him into continually dive attacking. What? There. And then if you get behind him as well, yeah, that's the explosion. And he does it more than Stray Demon does, because he's specifically the Demon Fire Sage, and he's not even using an axe. But yeah, with the hitbox of that so much more well-defined, it's way easier to manage where you're going to be during this fight, and it's just better. And just like the Asylum and Stray Demons, this guy does use the same... Shit. You know what? There. Done. This guy does use the same model. Slightly different. And then we can grab his catalyst and an extra humanity. So we can kindle another bonfire when the opportunity arises. Oh. I guess I got a strong attack to one-shot these guys. But yeah. Hey, and I only even used 1 Estus on that fight. Oh, I forgot to buy some more ammo like I said I was going to. Oh well. This next boss fight is actually going to be a fair bit easier thanks to the crossbow as well. Because it's a boss fight that takes place over lava, and you only have so much room on the boss platform that you can actually move. And he likes to walk on the lava because he's immune to fire damage. And unfortunately, there's no way for you to get complete fire immunity. Particularly, his lava does a lot worse than just regular fire. Now, interestingly, fire resistance, such as those offered by the Stone Plate Flame Ring and the Fire Witch outfit, the black hemmed outfit that we got from that one guy. Excuse me. Alright, so we're not going to kindle that, but now we can get back here through here with 10 of those. There we go. But yeah, now that we've got the sunlight maggot safely in our possession, Solaire is safe from an unfortunate fate. And if you take this path, joining the Covenant, ranking it up to get the sunlight maggot and save Solaire, he can actually be summoned for the final boss. But actually, before we go and deal with that boss, let's go meet another friend. Yeah, but these maggots, the maggots don't actually attack you. They run away from you. So now that we have the sunlight maggot, we can just kill them. Or we can kill them, because they're jerks. But they're not really worth much in terms of souls. Kind of like the Blighttown mosquitoes, except less annoying because they don't poison you and they're a lot easier to hit. Now, looking here, you can see another of the wandering Titanite demons. Now note that if you fall off here, even though it doesn't look that high, it's insta-death. It just kills you. Now this guy is not very perceptive, so you can sneak up on him. But the other thing to note is that this particular Titanite demon respawns, so ow. Oh shit, I think I forgot to. I think I forgot to go to Firelink Shrine and... Oh, maybe I can do it after. Crap, I forgot the order of steps for this. Oh well, I'm here now, and I've already delayed enough, so if I screwed it up, I screwed it up. Because this is a side quest that is particularly easy to screw up, because there are so many steps to it. Ow. And that one is not live. So sometimes, if you're not careful, you can fall right down there. If you notice step here, you can land on this. But this is how you're supposed to get out, is if you go around and do this. And it's Siegbro. And he's fallen asleep on his feet again.
Oh, ho! Excuse me, I was so absorbed in thought I just drifted away. Must be the warmth. Well, what's on your mind? No? Don't tell me? Those monsters making life difficult for you? You need not be ashamed. We're all in the same boat, you know. I really have run up quite a debt to you. Perhaps the time has come. Friend, I have an idea. A good one, really. I will rush those dire fiends, and you can slip away in the confusion. Please, friend. I owe you much more than this. By the honor of the Knights of Katarina, allow me to assist you. And now, I go. Don't be slow.
Whoops, I think I triggered that early. Oh well, we're gonna... Well, he's got a daughter out there, so we're not gonna... So, he's got a daughter. What the hell? Why isn't this one dying? Ah, no good, not good, not good. Put me down. Put me down, please.
Why, you... Didn't you get away? Well, you saved me once again. Dear me, what can I say? I have failed you. My dear little...
Oh shit, So yeah, that's the end of his quest line now, because I fucked that up. I should have gone down there and killed a couple of those demons first, because he has to have more than 50% of his health in order to survive this encounter. So, unfortunately, I fucked that up. So I guess that's the end of Siegbro. It sucks. Hang on. Wait. Okay, there we go. I shouldn't have killed a couple of those demons before I talked to him the second time. And even said, dear little Lynn, last words. Yeah, in order to survive that encounter, he has to have more than 50% of his health remaining, and he does get afflicted by the poison as well as fighting the demons. So, if he has less than half his health remaining when that fight ends, he dies, and that's the end of it. Here it is. But the other thing to come down here for... And to this day, I have never actually... Because there's so many steps to it, I've never actually managed to get Siegmeyer's quest all the way to the end and get the Titanite slab that you get from Sieglined for completing it. Which kind of frustrates me because I just keep... Like, there's so many pieces of it, and I'm the one who keeps missing steps or not looking closely enough at it. But it's still annoying that I've never managed to successfully pull it off. And I thought maybe I was going to do it this time, until I forgot that talking to her the second time, he just jumps in and goes before I had a chance to kill off some of the demons. And it also doesn't work if you... Fuck. Yeah, the shit that these guys spits also degrades your weapons, so be cautious of that. You can get another red Titanite chunk. And the red Titanite slab you can use to max out either a fire weapon to +10 or a chaos weapon to +5. I'm just disappointed in myself for not getting all the way through Siegmeyer's quest line. No, it's not this one, it's the other side. Excuse me. I'm just disappointed in myself. At least I did what I needed to do to save Solaire. There's just so many moving pieces in Siegmeyer's quest line. And it's really, really hard to do everything right. Because there's 3 different ways that this encounter can go. Is either you can kill all the demons before he goes down there, but that just causes him to give up and die because his debt to you is too huge. If you go down there and fight them and he doesn't survive, he has less than half his health, then you get that ending there where he's laments not seeing Lynn again. And then the proper ending, and the one that can lead to a reunion with Lynn, is if you go down there and fight those things with him, and he has more than half his health remaining at the end. I don't know why I was going that way. I still have another boss here. This is a shortcut to skip 2 bosses, but this is an all bosses playthrough, so. We just gotta get back past this guy. I think I can avoid him. I just gotta not get knocked off the ledge. There we go. So yeah, there's 3 potential endings to Siegmeyer's questline, and only one of them, and you have to have done everything perfectly to get to that point, results in him and Lynn reuniting, and after that happens, you get a Titanite slab out of it. And I do still have another Titanite slab, just don't have any chunks to keep upgrading my crossbow. Take my anger out on these assholes. But yeah, Siegmeyer's questline is really, really hard to see all the way through to the end, because you have to do the bit with Siegline, where you find her in Seeth's archives. You have to have found him at all the points you can find him Later on, you have to have given him the poison moss, which he has apparently used up because he couldn't cure the poison on himself at this point either. It's a really difficult quest to get to the end of successfully, and I've never managed it because I always have screwed something up along the way. Like that time I forgot that I should have gone and killed the demons before I talked to him again. Oh, that's right, my sword's broken. Shit. It's who? Actually, there's a closer bonfire. But I gotta fix my weapon before I take on the boss. Whatever, I can probably handle this boss with 5 Estus as well. Especially since I have a ranged attack. Repair equipment. Actually, can I reinforce my pants or bracers anymore? I have some large tighteners. So that doesn't go... No, it's all chunks now. I got a bunch of large shards down in Ulasil. And actually, before I take on this boss, I am going to restore my humanity. So I can summon a friend. The one that we specifically set out to save. And because this is such a short dash to the boss door, I should be able to do it without griefer interference. So we are going to summon Solaire, who we could previously summon against the gargoyle, the bell gargoyles, Ornstein and Smo, and now the centipede demon. So he does his praise the sun gesture, and now we're gonna go in and handle this because we're bros. Now we're at the bottom of Lost Izalith, or at the bottom of the demon ruins, I should say. Now this guy, we could actually see his head when we were up at this bonfire previously. He was clinging to the wall the whole time. But he only becomes active when you come down here. And this is another one of those demons. It just looks awesome. A bunch of... Yeah, because see, he's out on the lava, and we can't go out in the lava without burning to death really, really fast. So if I could just get a lock on and crossbow him for a little bit of damage along the way. And then... Yeah, because he jumps up and he spins and does that slam and gets really close before you can start wailing on him. But a good thing about having Solaire is that he can distract this thing while you go for the ankles. Or that stray head that's just here and you can... And whoopsie. Alright, is he gonna do the jump and slam or what's he doing? Yeah, so if you have Solaire pulling some of the fire, and Solaire actually has the item that lets him take less damage from lava, he still gets hurt by it, but... And so do we, once we get that item. Yep. Bye, Solaire. We got it. So you kill this boss and you get the orange charred ring, which lets you walk on lava. Well, it does not... It makes the lava damage sustainable. It's not really... It doesn't let you stand on lava indefinitely, but it does allow you to go and get... you know, we are kind of running low on time. Let's see here. I think I can get to her. Maybe I should have... Oh, well, I don't know. And here's Solaire in the flesh.
Why? Why? After all this searching,
I still cannot find it.
Unfortunately, Solaire's feeling a little depressed.
Why? Why? After all this searching, I still cannot find it.
So that's why he's in a state to be driven crazy by the sunlight maggot. It's because he's depressed and he's kind of losing his optimism. But we took care of the sunlight maggot, so now he is safe. And he will be able to join us for the final boss, provided I'm human. But the Kiln of the First Flame is a popular griefing site as well, because they, in addition to haunting the beginning of the game, they also like to haunt the end of the game. So, just something to be aware of. Alright, got another Soul of a Brave Warrior. Can I not walk? Okay, I can't walk up on this one. Now, there's a whole bunch of zombie dragon asses here, and between the lava and their sides, it's not worth fighting them. You just want to run past as much as you can. Because the lava damage you can handle as long as you've got the charred orange ring. And you can get another Soul of a Brave Warrior. And you'll get a couple more of these guys detaching and coming at you. But here in this chest, hiding away in this little alcove, you get the Soul of a Great Hero, which is worth 20,000 souls by itself. It's the only one in the game. Yeah, I'm just going to avoid the stompies. There's a few other items scattered around in the lava areas, but I'm just going to see if I can get to this boss. Now, if you're doing this boss solo, it's actually worth cheese. There's a couple of ways that you can cheese this boss, but I'm just gonna slip in here. Now, how many humanity? Oh, I picked up a lot down here. Anyways, we're gonna kindle this bonfire because it's the closest to the boss, and we'll see if we can. Oops, I'm not on. We will see if we can get to her and beat her within the next 10 or 15 minutes. It's not that far. And then after that, we will have assembled all of the Word Souls. So this can be a little unintuitive, but you can run. Yeah, you gotta run. You can go left or right, but either way, you can get here. One thing to be wary of is that the damage the lava does can still damage your equipment as well. So, and that includes anything on your head. Like, it's not just your feet getting burnt up. So be aware of that. I don't think it affects weapons, just equipment. Alright, so we're gonna have none of that. Takes care of him. And then there's just a lot of these fire-breathing statue assholes around here. But if you're fully upgraded, which you probably will be at this point, they're not too problematic. And if you want, you can just run past all of these guys. They're not fast. Ooh. Oh, and now I'm getting into it. I don't know where he is. Oh, there he is. Hang on a second. Alright. Yeah, you can invade me on my stream, pal. Great axe. I haven't seen one of those in a while. Yeah. Well, you waited and you bowed, so I will bow back. Be a nice guy. Yeah, see, that's the kind of thing I'm okay with. Like, if I'd have died to him, I wouldn't have been too upset. But there's also an NPC invader. Not that one. That one is just always here and doesn't respawn. Hey now, stop that. But the NPC invader will come in. Or maybe he only shows up if... Oh, maybe because I'm part of the Chaos Servant Covenant and ranked up, he doesn't show. Well, never mind then. Yeah. Main thing to keep in mind about this boss fight is that Estus means virtually nothing. Because it, unfortunately, is a platforming boss. But you can slip around here to grab another Pyromancy. Chaos Fire Whip. Wondering if I should have spent these souls, because I had 118,000 of them. I mean, I'm already pretty high level. I don't see anybody I can summon around here either. That's disappointing. Okay, tell you what, we'll do it this way, because since I can't summon anybody, we will do this with Homeward Bones. Because Estus is virtually meaningless in this boss fight. So here's the Bed of Chaos, and in order to kill her, you have to break both of those orbs. In order to get to those orbs... Now, there's various... the main problem is those hands doing those sweeping motions. You have to stay at the edge in order to avoid getting smacked around by her. The problem is that as you break these, the orbs protecting her... Like, even a kick will break them. So that breaks the chain. Which causes this flaming sickle to come up. And the fire does look so much more awesome in this game than it did in the original version. It actually looks like fire. So yeah, breaking each of these orbs will summon up a giant scythe. But the one way that they compensate for this boss being terrible is that you can quit and come back and not lose your progress. Because the orbs that you broke stay broke. The main problem is that after you break one orb or the other, the floor starts to fall apart and creates a bunch of instant death pits that you, if you get knocked into by her slamming hand attacks, you just die. And I just realized I didn't spend the souls even after I said that. So you know what? Before we do that again. How many can I grab here? I can grab 2, but I'm sitting alone on soul items and we're near the end of the game, so might as well start burning them. Oh, I got 14 of these? How many? These. Wow, 70,000 souls. Okay. And I guess we'll use these as well. I guess we'll grab 2 more levels. Because we can. And we'll just put my vitality to 40. If you put your endurance to 40, that's the point at which you stop gaining stamina. You will continue to gain equipment load as you rank up endurance more, but your stamina caps out at 192. Or I should say, it caps out less than that, but then I have the 20% boost from the Ring of Favor and Protection. So with the Ring of Favor and Protection and 40 endurance, you max out at 192 stamina. Alright, so let's see if I can pull this off. And like I said, Estus is absolutely meaningless in this fight because, well, okay, it's not entirely meaningless, but most of the time your deaths aren't going to be to HP damage, it's going to be to her swatting you down a hole. There are ways to cheese this fight. If you have a bow and fire bombs, you can stand in the middle of the arena and lob them from the sides. You can shoot them from a distance with a bow. Unfortunately, the crossbow I can't aim the same way you can a regular bow, so... I'm kind of amused that of all the things to defeat a potential invader, it is the crossbow that won me that fight. Because he just was like, what do I do? Although he was using a great axe rather than a curved sword, and like I said, curved swords are all the rage right now. If they attack fast and can still do good damage. Whee! Dun-dun-dun. Super Carl! Even a trail of awesome. Alright. So, in addition, each time you break one of those orbs, you gotta deal with more shit flying at you, and the floor collapsing. So staying as far away from her as possible is preferable. And... okay, I think I can do this. Now, can she reach me on this platform? No. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for her to... Wait a minute. I think I can jump this way. Yes! Okay. And then I can go up from the outside this way. Or maybe not. Shit. Okay, forget that. We're gonna have to do this the hard way. Because I don't trust myself to be able to make that jump. Alright, so there's the sweepy hand. And I want another sweepy hand. There it goes. And... okay, made it. Okay, so let's start knocking this shit down. Okay, boom. That's the second one. Problem is that now she starts doing firestorms. In addition to the sweepy hands... So once again, it's easier to just use a homeward bone to get out. I'm actually surprised I've done this without getting knocked down a hole at all. So we're going to take one more run, because in order to get to her core and kill it, now that you've destroyed both of the protective anchors, you have to go up the middle. In order to go up the middle, you have to go back around, or you can just do it this way and come up using a homeward bone. And I do recommend not trying to do it all in one go. Yes, there's people who can, but this is much less of a hassle, much less of a headache, and like I said, they've fully admitted that this boss fight was poorly designed, so it's not really disrespectful or stupid to try and cheese it and make it easier for yourself as possible. There's no shame in it. No shame whatsoever. At least I don't feel there is. Maybe some people disagree with me, but this boss sucks and can suck a dick. Alright. So now, and you're gonna see it when we're scooting down the ledge here, is that she's gonna start unleashing firestorms. Yeah, there it is. But they tend to follow where you are rather than where you're going. So for this one, you have to run up the middle. That drop. Yeah, and watch out for the slammy hands. And you want to aim for right here. Okay, she hit me, but I didn't get sent flying. But once you're on this branch, you run up to the middle. Yeah, and if you're not fast, you can get hit by that pyromancer. But the fastest way is usually to just roll through these things. Fire. And then here's the core. This shriveled up, disgusting little thing is what remained of the Witch of Izalith. And it kind of sucks that, anyway. No, we're just in time, too. Alright, so the Lord Soul of the Bed of Chaos. She attempted to duplicate the first flame when the fire started to fade, but instead she created Distorted Being of Chaos and Fire, the Bed of Chaos, and it became the source of all of the demons. So, what's interesting to note is the disparity of the Lord Souls. Because we have the Lord Soul of Nito, which is the Lord Soul of Death, and the Lord Soul of Izalith, which is the Lord Soul of Life. Because even though she failed to recreate the first flame, she created a new form of life, even unintentionally. So we have life and death, and then Gwyn, who was the Lord Soul of Light. So that's why the darkness is kind of an anathema to him, as he's the Lord Soul of Light. And he gave fragments of that Lord Soul to Cephascalus and the Four Kings. So he split up his Lord Soul. And then you may be wondering if, you know, we have life and death, and then Gwyn is light. What's the opposite of light is dark. The Dark Soul. So we don't know where that one is, but the intro told us that the furtive pygmy found another Lord Soul within the flame. So you gotta wonder, where did he go? We are gonna warp back to Firelink Shrine. Because after we rescued her from Seeth's dungeon... Oh, I guess because Siegmeyer died, she's not here. Never mind. Oh, hey, you're still alive. I'm used to you being dead at this point.
Damn, that stench. And I was really beginning to like it here. Maybe it's time I do something about it.
Yeah, he tends to go hollow during the course of the game. I have no idea what I did differently that he's still alive at the end. Oh, and I don't know if I showed you, but Patches is here after that run-in we had with him in the catacombs.
Oh, we meet again. How many of you are there? You've come at the perfect time. I'm done with the looting. I'm a humble merchant now, and wondrous treasures have I.
Isn't that
And
just a
special
trustworthy-looking
price
face?
for you. There you are. Have a nice look at them. Oh, relax. No more funny business out of me, my friend.
Yeah, so you can learn the prostration gesture from him, and you can also buy Eyes of Death. So if you miss the Eyes of Death in the catacombs, you can buy the 3 from him to enter the Gravelord Covenant. Except that you've already killed the Gravelord for him to show up here. But we're going to buy this humanity from him because we can. And then he's got a couple of miracles. And despite saying how he doesn't really like clerics, he's got the cleric set and a couple of talismans, as well as a couple of miracles. But most importantly, he sells the mask set. So if you wanted one of the specific masks, the Mother Mask gives you more HP, the Father Mask increases your carrying capacity, and the Mask of the Child increases your stamina regen. If you didn't get the one you wanted, you can buy them from him later.
Right. Good stuff, eh? Don't you forget who...
Yep. Alright, Frampt, well, I went and got your 4 Lord Souls anyway, next time we are gonna beat the game. I'm gonna show you maybe one more optional area, and then we're gonna beat the game, and I guess we'll start on New Game Plus, because I mentioned the Dark Soul, and there's a few unanswered questions. So, we will continue on into New Game Plus while I start practicing for low-level speed runs, and we'll just continue on into New Game Plus for a little while. But for now, I will see you guys later. Carl out.